The bright studio lights glittered off the stage as Alina walked out with her usual radiant smile, the smile millions of followers adored. She was 23, famous, beautiful, and successful. But behind the scenes, she was also tired, stressed, and drowning in silent pressure that no one cared to see. Her manager called it the price of fame. Alina called it loneliness. That day, after her photo shoot ended, her manager rushed toward her. "We need to talk," he said urgently. "You're getting threats again. More intense this time." Alina's smile faded. Again, he nodded and slid a pile of letters onto the table. The words were cruel, obsessive, and terrifying. Her manager sighed. "We're hiring a full-time bodyguard. Someone experienced. Someone serious." Alina groaned. "Great. Another man who'll follow me around like a shadow and talk to me like I'm a child." But she didn't know this shadow would change her life. That evening, as she walked toward her car, she saw him for the first time. Lean, tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in a black tactical jacket. His posture was strong but calm. His eyes scanned the surroundings like he could feel danger before it appeared. "Alina?" he asked gently. His voice was deep, steady, controlled. "Yes," she replied, slightly intimidated. "I'm Ryan. I'll be your personal security from today." He didn't smile, but there was something warm and grounded in his eyes, something safe. Alina rolled her eyes slightly, not at him, but at the situation. "So, you'll just follow me everywhere?" He responded simply, "Wherever you go, my job is to make sure you return safe." It was a professional answer, but it touched something inside her. Over the next week, she noticed little details about Ryan. He never pushed, never controlled, never acted superior like previous guards. He opened doors with quiet respect. When crowds got too loud, he stepped a little closer, not touching her, just enough to make her feel protected. When she was tired, he noticed without her saying anything. "You're stressed," he'd say softly. "How can you tell? You stop blinking as much," he replied. She laughed for the first time in days. One night after a long event, Alina sat in the back of the car staring out of the window. It was raining, cold, and her heart felt heavy for reasons she couldn't explain. Ryan glanced at her through the rearview mirror. "You don't have to pretend you're okay," he said quietly. Alina looked up, startled. "Am I that obvious?" He nodded once. "Only to someone who actually pays attention." No man had ever said that to her before. Not fans, not friends, not even her ex. Just her bodyguard, just Ryan, who didn't even know he had already stepped into her heart. But danger was getting closer. And soon, his hidden feelings would be the only shield she had left. The threats intensified. Comments on her posts turned violent. Messages grew obsessive. Alina brushed it off, trying to be strong, but Ryan wasn't convinced. "Don't ignore the signs," he warned one morning. "This comes with fame," she replied. "No," he said firmly. "This has crossed the line." That evening, after a long awards event, Alina walked toward the parking lot with Ryan right behind her. The air was damp, the lights dim, the wind unsettling. Suddenly, a metallic clink echoed across the empty space. Ryan's hand shot out. "Stay behind me." Alina froze. Ryan's eyes scanned the shadows, sharp and alert. Another sound. Footsteps. Then a dark figure emerged, holding something in his hand. Ryan moved like lightning, positioning himself fully in front of Alina. "Leave," he shouted, but the figure stepped closer. Alina trembled. Ryan's voice dropped into a dangerous calm. "I'm not warning you again." The man lunged. Ryan seized him instantly, twisting his arm, tackling him to the ground, securing the weapon, a metal rod. He slammed the attacker down, pinning him until police arrived. Alina stood shaking. When the danger was gone, Ryan turned to her. His strong voice softened. "You're safe now, I promise." And that was the moment her walls broke. She stepped forward and hugged him. Not because he saved her life, but because he had been saving her quietly long before that night. Later, as they sat in the car, silence wrapped around them. Her hands were trembling. She didn't want to let go of him. Ryan looked away, trying to remain professional. "You don't have to be brave right now." Alina whispered, "Why do you care so much?" He hesitated, then spoke the truth he never meant to reveal. "Because somewhere along the way, protecting you stopped being just my job." Her breath caught. "Ryan," he looked down. "I shouldn't have said that." But she gently touched his hand. "I'm glad you did." For the first time, he lifted his eyes and let her see the emotion he'd been hiding for months. Then, softly, she said, You're more than a bodyguard to me. But before he could answer, his phone rang, another warning, another threat. The danger wasn't over, and now that he confessed his feelings, he feared losing her more than ever. The next 48 hours were chaos. Interviews, police questioning, cancelled events. Through it all, Ryan never left her side. But something was different. He kept distance, avoided eye contact, acted colder. Alina finally confronted him. "Why are you avoiding me?" she demanded. "Because I crossed a line," he replied quietly. "You told me how you feel. That's not crossing a line." "It is," he said. "I'm supposed to protect you, not fall for you." Alina's heart tightened. "And what if I fell for you too?" Ryan froze. She continued softly. "You protect me, but you also understand me. No one else does." His resolve cracked. He took a breath. "Alina, if anything ever happened to you." She stepped closer. "Then protect me. Stay. Don't run from what we feel." But before he could answer, the front window shattered. The stalker had found them. Ryan pushed Alina to the ground as another object crashed through the glass. "Stay down," he commanded. He rushed outside, and confronted the attacker head-on. This time, Ryan fought not as a bodyguard, but as a man terrified of losing the woman he loved. Minutes later, police dragged the attacker away. Alina ran to Ryan. He was bruised, bleeding, but when he saw her safe, he smiled faintly. "You're okay," he whispered. "You saved me again," she cried. He shook his head. "You're the one who saved me. You made me feel alive again." Then, under flashing police lights, with adrenaline fading and emotions raw, she cupped his face. "Ryan, I need you. Not as a guard, as the man I love." For the first time, he let himself hold her without fear. A long, deep embrace, two hearts finally meeting in the place where danger had pushed them but destiny kept them. A month later, her manager complained. "Dating your bodyguard, really?" Alina smiled. "He was guarding my heart long before he guarded my life." Ryan entered the room, his usual calm expression softened with love. And that day, he didn't walk behind her. He walked beside her, where he belonged.